So let us start, no? Let us pray. In the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. Glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and will be forever. Amen. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Good morning, guys.
Uy, Jollibee.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Jollibee, Jed.
Kumakain ka, Jed? Sana all.
Hindi sir, hindi ako kumakain sir.
Ay,
Jed, Jollibee, Jed.
uy nga. So, again,
Grade 12.
so nag-end tayo dito, no? Kung maalala nyo, sa pre-Socratic philosophers, no? Jed, siya, naalala nyo? Last meeting? No.
Yes sir.
Kurt, napanood mo ba yung, ano, yung record ko noon?
Hindi pa, sir, kasi mahina po yung wifi namin. Pero malakas naman ngayon na, sir. Baka mamaya po.
Para panoorin mo lang yung record namin. Sa YouTube naman, so okay lang.
Sige. Opo.
So, last week, no, kung maalala nyo, guys, ito yung sinabi ko, yung meaning ng philosophy, no? Dapat nasa tip of the finger nyo na memorize nyo na yung meaning ng philosophy. So, itong musical meaning na definition niya is philos or phila, the which means love.
Love.
And sophos or sophia, which means wisdom. So, hence philosophy
Wisdom.
means love of
Love
wisdom.
of wisdom.
But ito dapat, no, yung essential definition niya ang truly dapat i-memorize ko talaga, no? At sa puso din, no? So philosophy is the science of
Kasi is control things or
the ultimate principles and causes as known by natural reasons alone. So last meeting, no, hindi ako sinakita to, pero ngayon share ko sa inyo ulit, pwede nyo itong mahati in 4 different parts, no? Philosophy. Number 1 is philosophy is science. Because just like other sciences, it is a progress body of knowledge. Like other sciences, it is systematic. Since knowledge or truth arrive at undergo certain steps and procedures. However, the manner by which philosophy investigates its data is different from other science. It makes use of the method of speculation, unlike the rigid method of exact observation and organized experiments employed by empirical and natural sciences. No? Like every other sciences, hindi na philosophy. But magkaibang method ng philosophy sa ibang sciences. No? Then second one, of all things and beings, no? Philosophy knows no bounds since it tries to investigate almost all aspects of existence and state of affairs. Philosophy deals with all beings that has physical existence, including those beings devoid of physical existence, example, souls and angels, and even the reality of the ultimate, no? God himself. So philosophy tries to question, if not all, almost everything. The next one is the ultimate principles and causes. No? What distinguishes philosophy from empirical sciences is the way they deal with questions regarding things. Science gives us facts and knowledge about what a thing is and how a thing works. Philosophy gives us knowledge of reason fact that includes the purpose of a thing and why does that the thing exist. As such, philosophers seek to understand the principle that underlie all knowledge and beings. So, yun yung number 3, ultimate principles and causes. And lastly, known by natural reason alone. No? Philosophy make use of natural reason that will of its truth. This means that the conclusion of philosophy are not experiment-based but speculation-based. Since man by nature has the capacity to arrive at knowledge of things without the aid of experimentation or supernatural revelation. This knowledge is called natural. No? Kagaya tayo ng science, no? Science based in facts, but in philosophy, we are speculation based. No? Hindi tayo yung nagpo-focus sa end goal na kung saan hanapin natin yung sagot or answer. But sa philosophy, the more you question, the more na malalaman mo yung hinahanap mo. So, buwa ba? So, let's go na dun sa notes nyo. Di ba may notes kayo doon na binigay ko? Download nyo ba? Kurt, meron ka ba nito?
Sir?
Meron ka nito? Binigay ko lang sa GC.
Wait lang po, sir. Tignan ko po.
Kasi ito yung binigay ko sa GC. So kung maalala nyo, no? Logos, which means in Greek is logic, no? Then mythos, the ancient Greece, and Greek philosopher. Yun yung papasok yung mga main branches ng mga philosophy, epistemology, aesthetics, logic, and ethics. No? So let's go now ulit sa pre-Socratic philosopher. So what all the pre-Socratic philosophers have in common is their attempt to create general theories of the cosmos. No? Cosmos in Greek term for world. Not simply repeating the things of how the gods have created everything, but by using observation and reason to construct general theories to explain the unprejudiced and curious mind, the secrets behind the appearance in the world. So knowledge of these thinkers is tremendous and important, not only for understanding the Greek word of their time, but grasping the origins of the Western philosophy and science. So today's understanding of pre-Socratic is based mostly on summaries of their ideas by Aristotle and later Greek writers who heard their views only by word of mouth. So these are our first three philosophers, no? The Milesian cosmologists, Thales, Anaximander, and Anaximenes. So they were citizens of Miletus who lived in the 6th century. They were especially interested in the nature, the cosmos. And for this reason, they are often called Milesian cosmologists. They were struck by the fact nature is an organized physical system governed by law. Nature, cosmos is the thing, the being that is. The universe continues to be being that is despite change or becoming. No? So let's go now kay Thales. Naalala niyo yung Sean, sabi ko last week. Sino si Thales ulit? Sean, yung last week sabi ko. Naalala mo yung last week?
The first person to wonder and the father of the ancient philosophy.
Just take note of that, no? Si Thales yun, si Thales. So Thales, no, is a Greek philosopher born in Miletus, Asia Minor. He was the founder of Greek philosophy, no? He's the founder of Greek philosophy and was considered one of the 7 wise men of Greece. Thales became famed and credited by Herodotus for his knowledge of astronomy after predicting the eclipse of the sun that occurred on May 28, 585 BC. He is also said to have introduced geometry in increase. No? If there is a change, there must be something that changes. It does not change. There must be unity behind the apparent plurality of things. So what is the nature of this unifying, ultimately unchanging substance that is disguised from us by the appearance of a constant change? Like the myth makers before him, Thales was familiar with the four elements, no? Air, fire, water, and earth. Yung mga avatar, ay joke lang. He assured that all things must ultimately be divisible to one of these four elements. So the first principle and basic nature of all things is water, no? According to Thales, no? The first principle and basic nature of all things is water. According to Thales, guys, the original principle of all things is water, from which everything proceeds and into which everything is again dissolved. The fundamental reality, which is forever changing, is water. The earth, like the island, is surrounded by water. The waters above the dome of the heavens break through torrential downpours. The waters beneath the foundation of the earth support the earth and gush upwards in spring and fountains and river sources. Water evaporates, it becomes air. Alternatively, it can become solid as ice. In the process of evaporation, it leaves something or itself behind in sediments and solid. So according to his metaphysics, no, kay Thales, water was the first principle of life and of all material world, saying that water could turn into both vapor and evaporation and a solid by freezing, not all life required and was supported by moisture. He postulated that it was the single causal principle behind natural growth. So before Thales' explanations of the universe were mythological, and its concentration on the basic physical substance of the world marks the birth of scientific thought. Thales was the first thinker to try to account for the nature of the world without appealing to his will and to the wills and whims of the anthropomorphic Homerian gods. He sought to explain that many diverse phenomena excuse me, he observed by appealing to a common underlying principle, an idea that is still suitable to modern scientific method. Thales can be seen as the first philosopher to introduce the project of reductionism. Reductionism is the method of explanation that takes objects and reduces it to basic kind of thing, the deeper and less obvious level of analysis. So this project is usually seen as major function of modern science. Thales hold an important place in the history of philosophy because of the philosophical question he raised rather than because of the answer he proposed. He showed how one can calculate the height of pyramid from the length of its shadow. Thales left no writings. Knowledge of him is derived from the account in Aristotle metaphysics. So basically guys, kung maalala nyo, no, ang sinabi ko sa inyo, sa the Milesian cosmologies, it's all about kumbaga yung basic stuff, no? Basic stuff that creates the universe or the world, no? Ito yung main focus ng thinking nila nung unang panahon, no? So Thales, again, sabi niya, the first principle and basic nature of all things is water, no? Kahit saan ka pumunta, may water, may tubig. And again, kahit yung beings, human beings, is 70%, no, liquid or water. So lahat, no? So para sa kanya, again, siya rin yung parang nag-introduce ng reductionism, no? Yung method of explanation that takes objects and reduce it to basic kind of thing, not deeper, less, and obvious level of analysis. So lahat ng yun ay babagsak lang sinabi niya ay sa water, no? Water. And lastly, we showed how one can calculate the height of a pyramid with length of its shadow. Aristotle writings, knowledge of him is derived from account of Aristotle basics. So basically, ito na yung kay Thales. One of the founders of Greek philosophy. And then, yung Reductionism. Kung saan sinasabi niya na the basic stuff for playing towards is water. Which is pwede siyang maging solidified as ice and mag-evaporate as air. No? All comes down with water. So, Kurt, nandiyan ka pa?
Yes, sir. Titignan po yung notes.
So, meron pa rin notes, no?
Pa siya.
Sige. So, let's go now kay Alexander. After kay Thales, no? Alexander naman. So, still not all Thales contemporaries accepted this formulation, no? Marami nag parang nagsasabi sa kanya kasi nga, bakit water, no? For one, his student, Alexander, also from the city of Miletus, said that if all things are water, then long ago everything would have returned to water. Alexander asked how water could become its deadly enemy, fire. How a quality could give rise to its opposite. For Alexander, the ultimate stuff behind the four elements could not itself be one of the elements. It must be something unobservable, unspecific, and indeterminate, no? And indeterminate, which he called boundless or unlimited. A payron, yung sabi ni Alexander. Wala sa four elements ng apat, wala sa four elements, no? Na fire, water, earth, and air. Kundi boundless or unlimited na payron ang sinabi ni Alexander. Terminate reality is not particularly this nor particularly that. It is not definite substance such as earth, air, fire, or water. It must be boundless, unlimited, and unspecific because anything specific is opposed to all other specific things in existence. Yet, boundless is opposed to nothing because everything is it. Alexander seems to have imagined the boundless as usually moving effortlessly in great cosmic vortex that was interrupted by disaster, a big bang, which caused the four elements to separate off from the vortex. These are any possible interruptions. One is the whole world is the result of cosmic error, but such an error will soon be rectified. The world will soon be destroyed, and things will return to their boundless source and revolving eternally in vortex. So it is amorphous compound of all contrary elements. This doctrine of to a payron or intermediate reality may be regarded as the early philosophic proving into the going on in being and coming into being, which are evident in the reality of being of the universe. No? A payron, the boundless, no? Sabi nga ni Alexander, or tatawag niyang unlimited. Diyan nang galing yung four elements na yung pagdebunk niya kay Thales na hindi water ang basic stuff, no, na bumubuo sa mundo, kundi may pinanggalingan pa silang mas malalim, no? Or unlimited. It is a payron. Yung sinasabi ni Alexander. No? Then, let's go now kay Anaximenes. No? So namang, or pinakalas sa tatlo nating Venetians cosmologists. So, he suggested that fundamental boundless changing substance is air. No? Para kumbaga, didebate mo namin kasi ng Simander. So hindi siya boundless, hindi changing substance is air, no? Fundamental boundless of changing substance is air. His chief concern was not to answer the question concerning what the world is made of, no? But rather to give an explanation of how the world came to be and what it is now. So nakukuha niyo guys, no? Yung kay Thales and Samander, yung kumbaga yung basic stuff, no? That creates the world now, which is water according to Thales. And then sabi niya si Manuel, may pinanggalingan lahat yan. Ito boundless or unlimited appearon. No? Ito yung bubuo sa lahat. But si Manes, hindi niya yung concern yun kung saan gawa ang mundo, but kung ano yung naging ang mundo. No? All things are formed from air through the process of condensation and refraction. When it is refined, air becomes fire. When it is condensed, it becomes first wind. Then through additional condensation, clouds, water, earth, and finally stone. That is why it is not hard for Ximenes to imagine the air is the basic substance. After all, it is that which enable life to exist. Di ba? Tama naman siya. Kasi pag walang air, hindi tayo makapahinga. No? Karamihan sa mga living beings kailangan ng air. So, air is the principle of life. Life is warm breath, just as the soul, which is air, integrates us, so breath and air surround the whole universe. Our soul is air, sabi niya. It holds us together. All qualities can be explained in terms of condensation and refraction. That is, in terms of quantity. So the Venetian cosmologists are important not because of their achievements or solution, no? So to conclude yung tatlo, but because of the major problems their speculation raised concerning the kind of being that this world of ours continue to be, and even in the midst of the flow of its becoming continually different. Despite the difference among them, they shared a number of characteristics, some of which would eventually become part of Western scientific tradition. A desire for simple explanation, a reliance on observation to support their theories, a commitment to naturalism, the view that natural phenomena should be explained in terms of other natural phenomena, and monism, the view that ultimately there is one kind of stuff. No? Ito yung pinag-aaway nila in the basic set, no? The basic stuff. So again, ulitin ko, basic stuff para kay Thales is water, the Samander, the apeiron, no? Boundless or unlimited. But sabi niya, what comes next, sabi niya si Manes, is air. No? All qualities can be explained in terms of condensation, refraction. That is term of quality or quantity, sabi ni Ximenes. So yun lang yung pre-Socratic philosophers natin. No? In first three, Thales, Anaximander, and Ximenes. So basically again, no, the universe, no, or basic stuff lang yun. So that kumbaga ito yung first na concern nila nung unang panahon. Now, which leads us sa more thinking pa, but bakit yung basic stuff lang? Ano kayo yung other beings? How about mathematics? So, diyan papasok yung next one is the Pythagorean school. No? So, klaro ba? Doon muna tayo sa sa Venetian cosmologies, no? Dito muna tayo. Saan tayo papasok sa next is Pythagorean school, no? Kay Pythagoras. Na alam ko for sure, kilala nyo siya dahil sa math. Okay? Okay ba? Laro ba? Kung may tanong kayo, mayroong tanong guys. So, yun. Yun lang muna guys. No? Pasensya, medyo na mamaos ako. No? And, yan. So, thank you for coming, guys. Then, probably next week may quiz tayo tungkol sa tatlong Venetian, no? Venetian cosmologies. Next week, Thursday, no? Thursday. So, be prepared. No? May quiz tayo.
Jolly, jolly, Jollibee, jolly, jolly.
Jollibee tayo sa Sir Matt. No?
Jollibee, jolly, jolly. Jed.
Sir Matt yan, Sir Matt.
Sir, ayoko na yan, sir. Ayoko yan, Jollibee, sir.
Jollibee.
Ayoko yung Jollibee, sir.
Ayaw daw.
Ayoko yung Jollibee.
Jolly, jolly.
Ayoko yung Jollibee.
Jolly.
Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you very much. So let us pray.
Thank you, sir.
Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Holy Spirit, Amen.
Glory to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. As it was,
It
to
was,
be, is now, and will be
now will
forever.
be forever, Amen.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
And Holy Spirit.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.